Do you donate any of your personal time to local community organizations, and do you feel it is important for elected officials to do so?
I think it's extremely important for attorneys in our community, including the district attorney's office, to donate their time to activities and organizations in our community. We are a small community. There are only so many legal minds in our community, and we possess some skills, some special skills that each of those organizations need. Whether that's the food bank, whether that's the Lions Club, we help. And I encourage all my district attorneys to get involved in the community. I donate an extreme amount of my personal time to community events. I listed a few because, I don't know, when I was going to door, I keep getting this question, so here we go. Co-founder, Nevada Tri-County Sexting Task Force, and I'm taking the information into the schools. Boy Scout leader of Troop 321. Committee member of the Humboldt River Friends of the NRA. Member of the Winnemucca American Red Cross Advisory Board. Instructor for post-training for our law enforcement officers, both locally and in Elko. Past president of the Winnemucca Host Lions Club in 2008. President-elect for the Rotary Club for next year. Member of the Frontier Community Coalition. Appointed member of the Attorney General's Council on the Prevention of Domestic Violence. Past appointed member of the Attorney General's Stop Domestic Battery Grant Board. Past president of Nevada District Attorneys Association. Last year they voted me in and asked me if I would lobby as much time as I could possibly spend up at the legislature and get changes. We did that. Past president of Nevada Coalition Against Sexual Violence for 2 years. Recipient of the 2008 Christina Nagy Johnson Award, sorry about that, her name's really hard to pronounce, for dedicated efforts in the field of child abuse, neglect, prevention, education, and treatment. And the list goes on. If anybody says Winnemucca is a boring place because there's nothing to do, have them come spend a week with me.
Who submitted that question? Yeah, it's important to be involved. And there are all kinds of different levels of involvement and all kinds of things you can do. As a district attorney, you are precluded from the private practice of law, and so you have to limit yourself in that respect. You can't be the district attorney and the district attorney for the Lions Club. Just don't work. It's not considered ethical. In the past 10 years or so, I've been in private practice. And in private practice, you can donate time. You can donate your legal services. And I have done literally hundreds and hundreds of hours of pro bono service to people in the communities who needed legal help. Not just people. I've donated pro bono special prosecutor services to, for instance, Mineral County. Mineral County isn't as fortunate as Humboldt County and is terribly strapped, and they couldn't afford to hire somebody to come in and do some of the prosecution work that they needed done and couldn't get done on their own. I volunteered. I guess I volunteered. She called me up and said, hey, we need some help. I said, how much does it pay? She says, nothing. I said, I'm your guy. Anyway, yeah, it is an important thing to get involved with. Thank you.
I too have been involved in many different organizations. Currently I'm involved within my church on the finance committee for the St. Paul's Catholic Church. I've been a member of the High School Booster Club, Winnemucca Central Club, and acted as their treasurer and served on their board for many years. Been involved with the local basket club. I want to pose a question though. Would you rather have a district attorney that'll focus on the district attorney's office? Would you like to have better results in the courtroom? I don't dispute that it is important to contribute to your community, but let me pose that question. I think we can do better. Better conviction rate in the courtroom. 50 to 60% on jury trials over the last 3 years isn't good enough. The civil lawsuits, I question, is that a product of poor advice? Should more energy be spent in the DA's office? So I believe there should be a good mix. I commend Mr. Smith for contributing to the community, but I believe you got to take care of things at home first. Thank you.
And your 1 minute closing statement.
Again, thanks for such an outstanding turnout. You know, we've been to several of these things over the past couple of months, and sometimes it's just candidates talking to candidates and their families. And I am absolutely delighted and tickled pink to see this many people who are interested in the process and interested in making it work. And also, just a little plug here, we've had 3 panels up here. We've had 3 graduates of the class of '73 at Lowry High so far. I don't know. One in each panel. Anyway, I've been a trial lawyer for 25 years. I've tried everything from dog barking to homicide, and I'm darn good at it. Mike talks about conviction rates. In the dozens and dozens of trials that I have had, I've lost 2. And I don't remember all the ones I won, but those 2 stand out in my memory. They haunt me because I don't like it. I ain't going to let it happen no more if I can help it. Anyway, I served as a deputy DA. I've been a DA elected in Churchill County for 12 years. In my various tasks now, I often serve as a special prosecutor in various jurisdictions around the northern part of the state. I've got a couple of cases going right now. Thank you.
Thank you, folks. And I sure would appreciate your consideration as far as voting me in as your next district attorney. It would be an extreme pleasure, and I can make one promise. I will work extremely hard to protect and defend the county, the citizens, and its taxpayers. I'll bring a very conservative fiscal approach to the office. I'll maintain an open door to discuss any concerns, questions that any of you may have, and I'll continue to fight for the children. The majority of my work over the last 7 years has been protecting foster kids in Humboldt, Lander, and Pershing County. Unfortunately, there's enough of that's the majority of my work. We're talking about child abuse and neglect. We're talking about physical, sexual, emotional abuse of children, ranging from 2 days old to 18. That's where my work has been, a body of work the last 7 years since leaving the DA's office. We try to reunify kids, but if it doesn't work, we fight like heck to terminate parental rights. And that's what I've been doing in our community. I'd like to continue to try and improve things in Humboldt County as your next district attorney. Thank you very much.
I too would like to thank each of you for coming out and being a part of this political process. I'd like to thank my family this year for all their support over the years. I can promise you this: I will continue to work hard to prosecute criminals. I will continue to try to lower the crime rate in Humboldt County, to continue to keep you safe in your homes and in your community. I will continue to put drug dealers in prison. I will continue to put addicts into drug court. I will continue to work my hardest in every aspect that I can in this community. I will help any organization that needs help. I will do everything that I can. There are 2 things that are extremely important to me. First, my family, and second, my job. And that's where I spend my time, and I will continue to spend my time there. We love this county. This is our home, and we will continue